Ghost hunting. Henry and Gordon's ghost encounter had spread through the railway like a forest fire. Many engines were now refusing to take goods trains to the Balladrin yard. Thomas decided to solve the mystery of the half engine, and he wanted to talk to someone who might know the truth. Thomas met Lady at Farcross Station, while she was at the water tower getting a drink. "Lady, can I ask you something?" "Sure. What would you like to know?" Thomas then explained James's story and the mainline engine's encounter with the half engine. But when he finished, Lady looked very angry. "How dare you mock her? It's not her fault." "So you do know her?" "Sorry. It's just... Do you remember how I came to Sodor?" "Of course," replied Thomas. "You were brought here to help build the Knapford, Tidmouth and Elsbridge Light Railway." "Correct." And Lady explained everything. "In 1912, I was the engine that helped the workmen build the tracks between Knapford and Wellsworth, connecting the KT&E Railway and the Wellsworth and Sudbury Railway, the first stage of connecting all the railways on Sodor. But during that time, I had the chance to meet their W&S engines." "Where you met the half engine." "Don't call her that," asked Lady. "Her name was Iris. James's story is quite correct, but she didn't have half a face. She was born with a blind left eye. She had trouble seeing anything on her left side, which meant she had trouble seeing signals and signs. The other engines and crew mocked and teased her, gave her that cruel nickname." "She was a half-blind engine in trouble?" said the confused Thomas. "And instead of helping her, they all saw it as a cruel joke?" "Correct. No wonder she disappeared into the forest. She must have thought it was the only way to end the joke." "I feel so sorry for her now," Thomas said sadly. "But that doesn't explain why her ghost is screaming in the woods." "I wonder," Lady thought to herself. Later that day, Lady found Sir Topham Hatt. "Sir, can I talk to you about the Balladrin yard?" "Everyone seems to want to talk about that yard," he said crossly. "A full load of rubbish about a ghost. I can't even find an engine willing to go there tonight with the next supply train." "In that case, I'd like to volunteer." The Fat Controller was surprised, but agreed. "Very well, but why would you want to go there?" "Ghost hunting," said Lady. That night the fog was thicker than ever. Lady took the supplies to Balladrin. As soon as she shunted the trucks, Lady and her crew stood silent, waiting for any signs. "I don't hear anything," said her driver. "We shouldn't stay much longer." Lady wanted to explain when it happened. Lady shivered, but she built up courage. "It sounded like it came from down there," said Lady, and looked towards the old abandoned tracks. Her crew inspected the tracks. "These tracks should take your weight," the driver said, and he changed the points. Lady and her crew then went slowly down the old overgrown tracks, until they found something. It looked like a large object on the tracks, covered in a large green sheet. The driver and fireman carefully removed the sheet, and Lady was shocked. Iris? There in front of them was an old rusty tank engine. She looked at Lady with her good right eye and her right left eye. "Lady, is that you?" "What are you doing here? I heard you disappeared." "Not disappeared, relocated," the engine said. "The controller of the W&S told me that he sold me to the Sodor and Mainland Railway. It was a lie. It was just a trick to have me dumped in the forest of one of the LMS old yards." "He threw you away, instead of helping you?" Iris then looked down at her buffers. Lady saw that tears were forming in her eyes. Don't worry, Iris. The controller of the Northwestern Railway knows how to take care of engines. I can ask him to— No! Cried Iris. Don't tell him. I'd rather stay here than be betrayed again. Lady tried to convince Iris, but she wouldn't listen. All right, Iris, but I will return soon. I can't leave an old friend here. Friends? I have no friends. So Lady and her crew left. I should have helped her. We know it wasn't your fault, said the driver. The best thing we can do now is tell Sir Topham Hatt. I can't. I promised, said Lady. But there might be an engine who can help. And Lady went straight to Tidmouth Sheds. She had to find Edward.